like to use this opportunity to thank you very much for always following the content that we put out here. And today, I'm very happy to have one of my resourceful friend here. And without much ado, I will give him the opportunity or the platform to introduce himself. So, Mr. Lawrence, you are welcome.
Thank you very much, Ametus. Thank you very
It's an
much.
honor to have you.
Yes, I'm also glad to be here to also share my experience
Nice,
and
nice.
also help your viewers who are interested in applying for schools
Yeah,
abroad, like
yeah,
we have
sure,
done here
sure.
as well. So quickly, my name is Lawrence
Hmm.
Ejapon, and I'm currently a second year student at the University of Saskatchewan, reading economics. Yes, so basically, I'm from Ghana. and
Wow.
and
Oh.
I hope to be able to provide so much value for your viewers during this discussion. So I mean, I think this will be a great discussion.
Wow. Thank you very much from my viewers. And thank you very much from
that's
Ghana.
that's
I
great.
think we are adding to the resource base of
Definitely,
the country and the
definitely,
continent.
definitely.
Yeah. So, study here, I think you've already mentioned that, but just for clarity, what do you study and how did you scout for the program you are studying?
Okay, so first, as I've mentioned already, I'm studying economics.
Oh,
So MA in economics,
okay.
yes. And as to how I scouted the program, uh, I think I would say that my process was quite meticulous,
Okay.
right? Because um, one, I was mainly interested in to do economics,
Okay.
right? So my
Okay.
focus was looking for universities, especially in Canada,
Okay.
but also I considered US as well,
Okay.
right? So looking for those universities that provided my program, and also the key thing was also that whether or not that university or that department provided teaching assistantship or graduate assistantship
Okay.
opportunity. I mean, these are the first two, the first two things I'm looking at. Are you
Okay.
doing? Are you offering economics?
Mix. Okay.
Yes. Do you have opportunity for teaching
Mm.
assistantship or graduate assistantship?
Okay.
Yes. If so, I mean that's the kind
Mm.
of schools I'm looking at.
Okay.
But then also, I mean, other factors such as uh, the tuition fee
Okay.
was also very much
Important. Yeah.
important for me. So
Okay.
basically, these are my the main
Mm.
criteria, if I should say,
Oh.
for looking for the schools.
Then I think you were already informed even before scouting out for the schools.
Well, that is true.
Okay.
That is true
Good.
because I mean, we had friends, right,
Yeah.
who were here and they were feeding us with information.
Information.
So at least that created that sort of that informed my decision to
Yeah.
what to look for
Mm.
and also where to look for it because I
Mm.
think that is very important.
Important.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I think I asked the question because many people start to apply for schools without even knowing whether they have teaching assistantship positions and
exactly.
then the kind of funding available for them. They just start by applying. So if you are here, we are just passing up to this time is that before you start to apply for any school, there are some key things that you should look out for, whether the school has a scholarship or whether they have tuition, whether they have teaching assistantship position and also the tuition. We are
Yeah,
saying the tuition because mostly in Canada here, you have to pay tuition and sometimes you base on the research assistantship or the teaching assistantship position,
exactly,
the money you get from there to pay the
exactly.
tuition and to also sort yourself here.
Sort of yes.
So when you're applying for schools in Canada and US, I think some of these variables should
It's
also be
very
considered.
important. I
Yeah.
think as time goes on in the discussion,
Mm.
I would share an experience as well. But
Oh,
maybe let's just wait till
okay.
we get there.
Sure.
Yeah.
What is the requirement for the program here in the MA Economics here in Canada?
MA
Yeah,
Economics.
at the University of Saskatchewan.
I think mainly
Mm.
for MA Economics, not just in University of Saskatchewan,
Saskatchewan.
but
Okay.
also other parts of
Yeah.
Canada
Okay.
and even US as well,
Okay.
is that you need to have a GRE.
Oh.
You need to have GRE, right? So that's one of the things you have to have GRE. So first they were looking at your examination results,
Okay.
the
Transcripts.
GRE results
Oh.
first.
Okay.
Then they are also looking at your transcripts,
Mm.
and at least you should show your how do you call it degree certificate
Kids.
as
Okay.
well. Then
Mm.
another thing which I think is important, they require recommendation letters,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Then proof of English proficiency.
Efficiency.
So
Okay.
these are more like the basic
Mm.
documentations that are necessary to apply for the program. But
Okay.
then as well, I mean, there are some variations, right? Some
Okay.
universities do not, or some economics departments do not require you to have a GRE,
GRE. Okay.
right? So,
Okay.
but basically, that's the general
Oh.
thing. Yeah.
And how did you prove the English proficiency?
Okay, for the English proficiency,
Yeah.
what I did was that, I mean, I was in University of Ghana,
Okay.
right? So,
Oh. Okay.
yes, I was in
The
University
kid,
of
the kid
Ghana.
brother of UCC. Yeah, we understand. Don't worry.
Well, we don't want to have that debate now.
Okay.
So, what I did was, you can go to, we have this language center
Mm.
where you can just go and request for English proficiency
Okay.
letter, which was about that time about 20 Ghana cedis or so.
Okay.
So they just provide you with the letter, you
Okay.
scan,
And
and you
then you
submit
send.
it to
Yeah,
the
I think
university.
yes, that is a good information because similar mechanisms also exist in UCC where I have an experience. You just have to apply to the, I think the admission office or something. I've forgotten, and then they'll provide you with an English proficiency letter. And I think that is what I've been using throughout my applications.
That's the same letter.
Yes, that same letter.
Okay.
Yes, that same letter.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. That's
Yeah,
great.
that's what I've been using over the years. Because English proficiency doesn't have expiring date. Once you are proficient in a language, it
Exactly. Yeah.
doesn't mean that
Yeah.
maybe 5 years later you lose such
You
proficiency.
lose. Yeah.
So proficiency is proficiency. So that's what I've
True.
been using. Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Okay. So how much, if maybe you will want to discuss, like how do you make from the teaching assistantship? Is there any scholarship that you were given from the beginning, and is the teaching assistantship able to uh, pay for the
Okay.
tuition and also your
So,
living expenses here?
while I would love to share the exact funding
Yeah.
with your viewers,
Okay.
I'm afraid maybe my girlfriend will be watching and
Oh.
she'll be demanding. She'll be demanding girlfriend allowance.
Okay.
So, but then
Yeah.
as much as
Yeah.
possible, the one thing that, I mean, at least that your viewers should know is that some of the economics departments that mainly offers a teaching assistantship offer,
Okay.
usually the funding may not be so generous
Okay.
as other programs
Yeah.
where there are other programs where there are so much, I mean, they give so much funding.
Funding. Okay.
So from my experience, it's not so much generous, right?
Okay.
But then in my case, I was first given some amount of money which
Okay.
would cover my tuition fee,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, fully for the whole, my program is supposed to be 1 year.
1 year. Okay.
So it will cover fully the tuition,
Okay.
and it will also cover, it covers my living expenses,
Okay.
mainly my rents and
Oh.
feeding as well,
Okay.
right? So that was the core thing that
Mm.
that's what I could
Okay.
say.
So if you're Lawrence's girlfriend, we just want to throw this information to you that please don't
No,
ask for girlfriend allowance. Yeah.
I hope she's not watching.
Okay. But I hope it gets to her though.
Anyway.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. So describe the application procedure to our viewers.
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, I used my method was quite meticulous.
Okay.
So what I was doing is that, and I should also say that I had the chance to be part of an organization, Gains Africa.
Okay, Gains Africa.
And their main, I'm sure maybe we could share that
sure.
Information with your viewers as well. So they are mainly for economic students.
Okay.
So they support economic students apply for schools abroad. They support them in information. They have information sessions that they provide to the student, and also there is this mentorship session.
Okay.
Right. That you go through the mentorship. They support you pay your application fees. They support you pay GRE fees and exactly. So I mean, it's a fantastic organization.
Is so good information.
Yeah. So I will share that information with your viewers. So, but with regards to my process, right? What one of the things we were doing is that we had this Excel template.
Okay.
Right, mainly for our research, researching the schools. So you have this template. Of course, I would also share that with your viewers as well. So we have the school name.
Okay.
You search the schools, then the various admission, I mean, application documents that will be needed from CV, statement of purpose, and
Okay.
all that you list. So that Excel sheet has all those
Information.
fields.
Okay.
It has the fields.
Okay.
So you will be filling that throughout your research.
Oh.
Exactly. So it gives, I believe that it gives you a more focused way of searching for the schools, unlike just randomly looking for
the
just
schools.
anything. Exactly.
Oh,
So
okay.
that was mine. It was, super structured way of the search.
And the application for the program, is it,
Mhm.
how is it? How did you, how is the application process?
Okay, so for the actual application,
Yes.
like going to the university portal,
Yeah.
apply, filling in your details,
Those,
putting in your,
okay.
that one was quite straightforward.
Okay.
It doesn't really take about 30 minutes,
Mm.
right? But the entire process of getting the documents ready,
Ready. Yes.
right? That takes
Yes.
time.
Yeah, so we would like to focus on you once again and to thank you for staying with us until this time. I think Lawrence is passing out very crucial information, which personally I never knew, concerning Gains Africa, an organization that is that aims to support, or that is supporting students from
Mainly,
Africa,
yes, mainly economic students.
mainly economic students from Africa who are interested in studying abroad. And this organization goes the extra mile to paying your admission fees, to paying for your GRE fees. That is, if the program you are applying for requires GRE.
Yeah.
So I will kindly admonish you to look out for Gains Africa, and then look out for some of the method of becoming a member. And I think one day I will call Lawrence back again for us to have exclusive interview about Gains Africa.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So if I may ask, do you have any thing or any special advice that you will want our viewers to take notice of when they are applying for economics program specifically?
Um, I don't think I have any new
Yeah.
information than what information you've already shared to your viewers. But then there is one thing that, if your question is about whether, what I think makes, what factors were instrumental
To you, yeah.
to
Sure.
my application,
Yeah.
then I believe that it's mainly three main things.
Okay.
Right. One has to do with recommendation.
Okay.
Right. The second has to do with the fact that I was doing masters in Ghana. Exactly. And the third one, I believe, was my statement of purpose.
Okay.
Right. So I'll talk about all these things in a little more detail. So first, about the recommendation. I think that, the professors who gave me recommendation were professors have worked under.
Okay.
Do you get it?
Cool.
Yeah. So I was background. I was a teaching assistant at the economics department in University of Ghana. So I have worked with these professors. I have studied under them as well. So these are people that luckily for me, I should say, I know personally.
Okay.
Right. These are people that knows my ability, academic ability, and also in say, let's say, professional. They also know that I have so and so abilities. So these are people that were able to write very strong recommendations for me, because I believe that you see, these application committees, those who review our applications and all that, they've done this over and over again.
Yes.
They know a generic application recommendation letter if they see it.
Yeah, sure.
And they know a recommendation letter that is, genuine.
Yeah, that is targeted at the individual.
The individual, exactly. So I think that is one of the things that really, impacted my application. Another thing I would say is the fact that I was doing masters in University of Ghana.
Okay.
Right. And the idea is that, yes, originally, even when I was in level 400, 300, I knew I wanted to study abroad. Right. But then sometimes our plans that does not immediately materialize into what the reality, right? So after school, I didn't get the opportunity to go abroad. Right. So in waiting to apply for the following year, I decided, okay, right, because I want to do economics. This is what I want to do. I want to do masters in economics. Why don't I, while waiting, enroll in this program?
Okay.
And I must tell you, it may be costly.
Yeah, sure.
No two
Just
ways
to
about
say,
that.
yeah,
In terms
yeah,
of time, in terms
time
of
and
money, it may
yeah,
be costly, but then
emotionally too. We know how
definitely
programs
it
can
is.
be very
Definitely,
rigorous
definitely it is.
back home. Yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
Shout out to all our professors back home. Yeah, we know how sometimes
I
the
mean, it's
drilling
rigorous.
process looks
It's
like.
rigorous.
Yeah,
It's rigorous.
yeah.
But then the main idea here is that because this is what I want to do,
Mm,
right? In waiting to apply for the following year, I decided to enroll in the program.
okay.
And the advantage of that is that I mean you want to be able to communicate to
Mm,
the application committee or the
mm.
admission committee that you have the potential,
Sure, that's true.
right? You
Yeah.
have the potential, you have
Mm,
the interest,
okay.
right?
Mm,
And what better way is to demonstrate
mm.
than being already being
In the program.
in that same
Yeah.
program, right?
Mm,
So
mm,
I believe that that is also another factor that really
yeah.
impacted uh, my application. The last one will be the statement of purpose,
Purpose. Okay.
which I believe you've spoken extensively
Yeah.
on. Yes, so
Yeah.
I would not go too much details in
Yeah,
that.
that is an important document, and I've been really highlighting on it that sometimes some people will contact me and they will just maybe spend 3 days to write a statement of purpose and just want it to be better overnight. And I'm like, no, this document you really have to take time to write it. So if you have already graduated and you want to apply from now until the application starts, please don't wait. Start with
Start
your
reviewing.
statement of purpose, and then it takes a couple of reviews for you to get the standard one that you are looking for, most especially if you don't get somebody who is highly skilled in this, who can just put things together for
Together
you.
for you, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's
That's
very
very true.
important. Mm.
And for me, this is just some fun fact. I had to review my statement of purpose about 11 times.
Really? Oh, that's rigorous. Yeah.
I had to review
Yeah.
about 11 times, and
Mm.
hope I mean, thankfully, I had some friends around who were also trying to apply,
Right,
who were
yeah.
also very, I think, also very,
Good.
very good.
Mm.
And also, I had help. As I
Mm.
told you, we had mentors in the
Okay.
gains program. So the
Mm.
mentor was also
Mm.
reviewing. I mean, going through over and
Mm.
over and over. And I believe that you cannot just like any type of writing.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot. I mean, get a perfect piece of
Yeah.
document
Sure.
in a first
Always.
try.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes various iterations.
So if you've not watched those videos that I've made on how to write a convincing personal statement or statement of purpose, kindly go back and look for those videos and then watch them. And I think they are going to add to your experiences. And that is what Lawrence is also sharing here, that it's very important and you can't do without the statement of purpose. So, Mr. Lawrence, we want to thank you. You are really providing good insight for us. And then so how GRE? I've never written a GRE before. If you can share that experience.
Thank God you have never written a GRE before.
And I don't plan to.
Yeah, but uh, it was painful,
So,
right? I mean, no two ways about it. For me, I was thinking coming from a maths background because I did economics and mathematics, University of Ghana. Coming from a maths background and also economics, to apply for economics program, you mainly need a very strong quantitative section for the GRE, right? So I thought, I mean, it would just be easy. I wrote the GRE twice.
really?
Yeah, I wrote the GRE twice. So that tells you how exactly how rigorous it. But it also takes practice,
Yeah,
right? It also takes
so
practice.
this message is not to maybe discourage you from writing the GRE, but it's to tell you the reality, what happens there, and
Exactly.
how you should brace yourself very well and sit in for it if you are planning. And without, based on this information, too, I also want to tell you that there are some schools that obviously on their website they will require you to write a GRE. But if you contact the graduate chair
Yeah.
and then request for a waiver, some of them are able to waive it because I quite remember I was applying for one school that they needed a GRE. So after paying the application fee and getting into the application process, I realized that yes, they require GRE, although it wasn't on their site. So I quickly contacted the graduate chair, was like, and they require a GRE. And for now, I don't have the resources or in terms of time and then the capacity to write a GRE now and then submit. So is there any other way? So she asked me to quickly write a letter explaining why I will not write a GRE or explaining why I'm not able to write a GRE. And I wrote the letter. It was considered and I had full funding for the program. So sometimes don't let the GRE shake you. You just have to establish, like my former video, I tell you, establishing contacts in the department, or establishing a contact with the graduate chair or any other person in the department that you are applying to is very important, because in some of these issues they are able to tell you the possible or the feasible ways to navigate around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, for in my case, most of the programs that I got admitted to, I never had any interactions with any supervisor,
Mm.
right? Because well, I tried,
Okay.
right? Because there are times that you should, I mean, your viewers should also know
Yeah.
that there are times that you send messages over and over and over and over again, and they will not respond,
Mm.
right?
Mm. Sure.
So in instances like that as well, just go ahead and
Go ahead
apply.
and apply. Yeah. Yeah.
Just go ahead and
So
apply.
then that means that the graduate the MA economics program here at the University of Saskatchewan doesn't require GR. It doesn't require for you to get a
Find a
supervisor.
no, it doesn't. It doesn't
Oh,
require that.
that's
It
a
doesn't
very
require that.
that's a
Yeah.
very good information.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, Mr. Lawrence, thank you very much for granting this interview. And I don't if you want to pass any extra information to our viewers, to maybe your girlfriend.
No. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So
Mhm.
first I would like to thank you so much for,
Mm.
I mean, giving me this opportunity to share my experience
Mm.
as well with your viewers. So what I would say is that, I mean, this process, right, is painful.
Mm.
To be honest with you,
Mm.
the process is painful. Finding, researching the schools, getting the documents ready, the application fee. Oh my god, application fee is painful.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
but then if that is what you really
You
want
want
to
to.
do, I think that you should. I mean, we some of us are evidence that is possible. For
Mm.
me, I had to try 2 years for
Oh,
2 years in order to get it right. I know some friends who had to try for like 3 years
yes, to get it.
to get it right. So just persevere,
Mm.
right? And another thing also is that seek information,
Sure.
right? Seek information, and
Mm.
also when you're seeking information, seek the information from trusted sources,
Sure.
especially like my brother here who is providing you with, I mean, very good information. Because and the important part about seeking information from the right sources is that sometimes, I mean, excuse me, to say, people just give you rubbish,
Yeah, that
right?
is true.
Which would rather deter you or discourage you
Yeah.
from the application,
Yeah.
right? So that's it. And also a reminder, I we would have to share the link to the Gains
Okay.
platform, and
Platform, yes.
also
To the
the,
MA
the
program here also we have
MA
to share.
program
Yeah.
here as well, and also some application, especially the resource for research in schools.
Mm.
We would like to share with them as well. So yeah,
Thank you very
you're
much.
welcome.
And don't forget that one day you have to make time. And although we share the link to Games Africa,
Hmm.
but I want us to have more exclusive interview on that, because sometimes people really get information faster when they are listening
I
than
understand. Yeah,
sometimes when reading. So I want us to have exclusive coverage on Games
that's
Africa.
that's that's
I think
perfect.
that will
That's
help
fine
a
with
lot.
me.
So shout out to all economy students out there,
Yeah.
and you have one of your kind here who is studying economics at the University of Saskatchewan, Canada, and we are blessed to have you. Thank you very much, and
Thank
have
you.
a good time.
Thank you,
So
sir.
we look forward to you crossing your path once again, and stay tuned. If you've not subscribed to this channel, we kindly ask you to subscribe, share, and like. Thank you very much, and see you later. Bye.
Okay, bye.